Talk about buying properties right now through as REOs, pre-foreclosures, fixer-uppers. Those are general terms that we all know about, and we talk about that constantly in our classes. But one of the best potential money-making opportunities right now is buying paper assets, where you don't have to be a landlord on a property and renovate them and run a Home Depot and go through all the headaches of being a property renovation expert. And I'll give an example of a deal we're working on right now of how you can buy notes for maybe about 1 to 3 cents on a dollar. And we're doing what's called short sales. Have you heard of those? But for investors like us, it's the single biggest opportunity for us to purchase notes. So I'll give you an example of how you might buy a note. I have a house right now in San Mateo, and some of you might have seen this example. The first loan, the first lender is owed, let's see, they're willing to settle their first loan for $412,000. But the loan is actually $480,000, okay? The second lender, they're willing to take their note for about $2,000. But their value of their note is closer to $120,000. Okay? So they're actually accepting less than 1 cent on a dollar on this one, because this one's going to a trustee's sale. So what happens at a trustee's sale?
They get completely wiped out.
This note gets wiped out completely. So they would rather take $2,000 than nothing. Everyone follow? So what you can potentially do is you can offer the bank here, listen, I'll buy your $120,000 note for $2,000. So you now have $2,000. Now why is it, if they're going to get wiped out, and if you put $2,000, what could happen to you? You can get wiped out too. So you have a certain condition. You're not going to buy that note until you do something to the first? Stop the foreclosure. Okay, so you want to stop the foreclosure because here you've got, oh, by the way, we have a buyer lined up right now. The buyer is willing to pay right now $485,000 for this property. Right now, okay? In fact, there's a line of buyers. There's probably about 3 buyers for this property at $485,000 on this property. So, is it technically possible for you to go to the first and say, we'll buy, they agree on a short sale to settle for $412,000. If you can go to the first and say, okay, listen, we'd like to buy your note for $412,000 since that's what they're willing to settle for. You buy the second note for $2,000. What do you have for? You're into for $414,000. You've got a buyer at $485,000. All right? That is your profit spread. I'm going to talk about how to locate deals, how I locate deals. I might have a slight unfair advantage because I'm a real estate broker, so I have something, an access to the MLS. And I know you have access to MLS also. But a lot of you also have access to MLS through the public internet right now. But as a realtor, we also have access to sold properties and pending properties, so it's easy for us to do what's called comps or comparables on the research of properties I want to buy. A lot of properties that I look for right now are on the MLS, right? The properties I look for when I buy them, I'm looking for properties that are REO owned. I'm looking for fixer-uppers. And I'm looking for fixer-uppers and REOs that are unfinanceable, meaning a normal buyer can't buy the house. I'm looking for homes that have no kitchen. I love it when they take the kitchen sink. I love it when there's no toilet in the house. It's even better when they take the tub away. All right? I love it when there's a skylight about 5 feet wide, and you can see the blue sky above you. I love it when there's rain coming through where you have a, waterfall. You look for homes that are unfinanceable because that's where an investor makes their money. If you buy a home that's financeable, you're competing with every FHA buyer, every Fannie Mae buyer, and we all know at the low end level, homes under $500,000, it's a very, very hot market right now. You're getting 10, 12, 15, even 30 offers per house right now. But for homes that are unfinanceable, how much competition are you guys going to have? Very few buyers because you have to pay cash for the houses. Okay, so the houses that I look for are lower end homes, so medium homes in each neighborhood, each city, and below. So for example, if the median home in San Bruno was $500,000, I looked at all homes under $500. because that's your biggest population of buyers when you fix up the home and when you sell it. I look for single-family homes, no condos. I stay away from those. I want to add value to the property and be able to expand the house if necessary without having HOA rules telling me what color paint I need to paint the condo. Okay? Again, unfinanceable properties. If they take the kitchen, I'm actually happy because it saves me a ton of removing it anyway. I like to buy brand new cabinets, new counters, granite countertops. You know, the more they can take, the better. If they take the electrical box, that's okay. If they take the plumbing, that's okay. If they want to take the copper wire in the house, that's okay too. Because I'll just add new ones in there to create the value. Right? The more damage the property has, the lower the banks are going to discount that property. And here's the second part of it. My rule is I buy at 70% of after repaired value. So I calculate the house is worth about $500. I multiply that by 70%. So I figured I had to get it for about $360, $350. Yeah.
So thank you, sir.
You bet.
So really, truly.